what do you think are some of the strategies that would allow you to avoid choking? What maybe you have to admit to yourself, maybe you're a choke artist. Maybe at those times you just can't do it. But there are strategies that you can do. And the author here, Dave Reinberg, suggested some of those strategies. So what was it? Where is that book? So he suggested breathing. I think breathing was one. So breathe, play bigger margins. So that's pretty good. Remove yourself from the situation, stretch to relax. I don't know about stretching. I don't know if I would want to stretch, but that's an option. You could think about that. And whistling, humming, just to distract yourself from maybe what's going on. Any other strategies you think? Can we build on better strategies than this?
I do feel like teamwork plays a lot into it. Like if
Mhm.
you play on a team as opposed to an individual sport, when you are choking or when you notice a team member choking, that it's a lot easier to like help them out of it, as opposed to when you're choking and you're by yourself and it's just you out there.
Yeah, so definitely helps in team sports to have some good teammates. So when someone goes down or someone just can't make a shot or something, it's very helpful for that teammate to lift that person up. You always have to lift that person up no matter what. Um, and even at the end of the match itself, maybe you've lost the match already, that teammate still has to be there to pick that person up because there's going to be other matches, there's going to be other events. So that's good. You need your teammates to kind of help you out and make you better. Anything else? That works with tennis too. Just because it's one-on-one sport, these people have teammates as well. They have coaches. They have friends, trainers, family members. That's part of the team. That's team right there. Anything else? Other strategies that can alleviate choking?
I'd say, first of all, breathe.
Yes, breathe.
And
Okay.
then second, this author says stretch to relax yourself. I would say actually run around to pump up yourself.
Yes.
Stretch.
Okay.
Yeah, so do a little, kind of, uh, you know, run in place or something.
Yes,
That's,
run in place.
yeah,
Okay, so
yeah,
so having a routine helps for that particular moment too, but I think you do have to kind of move around. It really, you know, you really have to just kind of jump up a little bit and try to almost distract yourself and get your feet moving a little bit because sometimes you're paralyzed, right? When you're choking.
yes.
So good. Anything else on that? Anything else?
Well, I think like you kind of have to like if you're like in that position, you kind of have to like psych yourself out. So you kind of have
Yes.
to like, I feel like try your best to kind of let go of that pressure. And like I haven't really been in this situation before, but I know a friend who has. And then I think what he told me was that like you kind of have to let go of like you can't let that moment define you. Like you have to let go of that fear in a way. Like even if you do miss it, you kind of have to kind of like try not to miss it, but like you have to kind of let what will happen like happen. And I don't know, it's kind of like to help you kind of just psych yourself out in a way.
Yes.
So everything's gonna
So,
be okay, but like to focus in a way.
yes. So yeah, I completely understand. So yes, you have to let go. You have to kind of let go um, of that moment, right? You just kind of, all these ways that we see here, like breathe, playing bigger. But I think it's really you have to go deep down and try to let go of yourself, let go of that moment to really perform well. And so what's really happening here in choking? Okay. Um, Legendary players, these are legendary players that have been trained to hit precise serves, great serves, serves that only the top players can try to get back, okay? And when they choke, they go to the extreme end. They go to back to even before you're a beginner, okay? We're talking about serves that go a mile wide. They are crashing into the bottom of the net. We're talking about very basic rudimentary things and that cannot be performed. It's not like they're going for a shot and they just miss it by this much. They're missing it by complete big margins, okay? So what that tells us is that what Izumi said a little bit, things are piling up, okay? What happens when my Wi-Fi goes down? Like I'm starting to jitter, like I'm going, What's causing that? What's causing me to lag on my internet connection? What's going on? Is it just bad connection? Like it could be, but what else? What's going on there with my Wi-Fi? I have my what was that?
Staggering.
Staggering. Okay, good. What happens when, pre-COVID, on Highway 680, when I'm going from, I used to work at Mission College. So Mission, I'm going back to Pleasanton during rush hour. What's going on there? What's going on in my car? What's happening in that? What's happening there? What's happening during rush hour?
You're probably stopped.
Yes. Okay. I am stopped. Why? Why am I stopped?
It's just too much going on.
There's too much going on. Okay. There's a bunch of cars in the way and I am stuck. Okay. Just like my Wi-Fi connection, my wife is also working at home and all the bandwidth is going in and then all of a sudden, you see your coach going, okay. And I can't quite talk. Okay. Because there's traffic. There's traffic. Okay. What's going on when we're choking? When we cannot perform the most basic tasks is that there's a pileup in our brain. Okay, there's a pileup in our brain, and it's more than, I think it's more than distraction. It's more than just having like a fear. Okay, it's actually all that. So we got distraction, fear, embarrassment, momentum change, doubt of yourself, self-pity. Okay, when you have all those things in your head, okay, then you get stuck, you get paralyzed, and you cannot do anything because you're just like there. You're like in lag mode, and you're just like That's why you can't perform a basic serve. Okay, so what do you do? What do you do when you have all these thoughts and emotions in your head? And what Gabriel said was pretty accurate there, is to let go, okay? And so what you need to do is to let go, and you have to be okay with choking, okay? So that's kind of it. You have to admit to yourself. So John McEnroe, in one interview, I saw one interview where he actually kind of talked about, just for a little bit, he said he choked, and then he didn't go beyond that. You have to admit yourself that you choked, and you have to let go, and you have to be more, you have to be okay with it, because that's a human thing, right? Whenever we have too much stuff in our head, we get paralyzed. Just like when I go to Target and try to, choose a toothpaste, there's 25 different brands of toothpaste. There's like Crest, Aquafresh, and I have my wife there trying to choose the right one. Oh, there's a coupon here. It's on sale. Okay. And what happens when I'm at Target? I'm there for like 5 minutes looking at the toothpaste, just frozen. Just I don't know what to pick. Okay. So that's what happens when you're choking. You just are paralyzed. And what you need to do is just let go, I think, and really be, so when there's too much things in your head, what you have to do is just, find your heart. You have to find the compassion within yourself, maybe forgiveness, like, kind of forgive yourself, and just be more compassionate for yourself, and maybe even for your opponent as well. Maybe he's feeling pressure, your opponents are feeling pressure. Just general compassion and love. Usually that disengages a lot of like just irrelevant things that are going into your head. So, find that, and you'll be able to perform as well as you can. And if you choke, you choke. If not, then that's good too. So either way, the problem is solved there. Okay. Does that make sense? I don't know if that made sense or not, but any thoughts on that? On what they call it is analysis paralysis. Part of that is analysis paralysis. It's just, if you're trying to basically, if you're trying to solve something, like you're trying to figure out something, right, in your head, you can't analyze it even further, because it's, it's not going to work. You have to find that emotion that disengages, that letting go, and that compassion for yourself. Any thoughts on that? Any comments, questions, agreements or disagreements, or questions, anything?
So, Coach, should
Yes.
I forgive the Niners for losing the Super Bowl then? Is that what you're saying?
Why did you have to I already forgot about that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so thank you. Well, as a fan, it's different, right? But if I was the head coach there, yeah, you do have to kind of forgive yourself, especially if you're the head coach, because you probably blame yourself a lot, because you're in that position. They were in the position to win it and they lost it. So you just have to learn from that, and figure out how to be better at that point. Okay. So yeah,
Okay.
forgiveness is a big thing. Yes.
I just want to there was kind of like a silver lining when you said like the 49ers lost. Sorry, this it's kind of not a really good sign, but I guess if it might make you feel better. Like the 49ers won. There might have been like a big parade, and this is already during the time when COVID's kind of like slowly happening.
Oh yeah,
We
that's
might have
true.
had like a big like explosion in cases. Yeah, like in a way, kind of like a perspective. I don't know if that will make you guys feel better.
Yeah, I think I read that somewhere where, yeah, if there was like this huge parade down San Francisco or anywhere else, it'd be crazy. There'll be parties, obviously, all around, and yeah, that probably would have affected. So I guess it's good. Maybe next year, maybe next year we could win it all. But yeah, good point. Anything else on that? On the choking?
So how do you practice to unchoke yourself, or how do you let go? What are some of the things that you think about?
So yeah, you really have to find your heart on this one. So like, there's these strategies here, right? Like breathe, remove yourself from the situation, stretching, singing. I think these are good strategies, but it kind of really, it kind of masks, it's like a Band-Aid or something like that. It doesn't go to the deepness of it. So you have to find your heart. Like, you really want to win, right? Players, especially competitive people, I'm super competitive, and you really want to win. You really want to. You really, really, really want it. And at that point, it's not going to work for you to. You need to level it off. You need to find a way to kind of disengage and find your heart, because when you're choking, it's too much information in your head. that happens. You mentioned it before. It's the pileup, right? That's highway pileup. There's too much traffic going on. So, I mean, what do you do? What do I do when I'm in traffic? I just try to listen to music, right? I know I can't do anything about it. I'm stuck. I'm stuck in Highway 680. It's just, a mess. And I listen to audiobooks, right? Because you can't fight through the traffic. I mean, you could try. You could be those drivers where you just go in and out. You just gotta love those drivers, right? You're in and out, and then they're pretty much at the same place, right? How far did they travel up the road? Not that much, just to save 2 seconds. So you just have to find a way to kind of calm down there and just be okay. You have to be okay with it. If you miss that shot, you have to be okay. And I think that's the key, the letting go. Does that make sense, Azumi?
Yeah, so you're saying that, yeah. I mean, even during a match, I have these mini, I guess, choking moments. So you're suggesting that just to catch that and then recover it, just undo that.
Yeah, so you can't solve it with more thoughts, right? You can't solve a pileup with more cars.
Right.
Okay, you have to empty it out. You have to drain it in some way. So if you're trying to solve that problem with more calculation, it's not going to work. You're going to miss that shot. But if you kind of disengage, for me, it helps to just kind of, feel the compassion for myself. I'm doing my best. That's all you could do. That empathy for the game, for the people around you. You could certainly access those very easily. And once you feel that, nothing else matters. You're going to perform that volley very easily.